Hello?
Hello,
Oh, we're live. Can't
again.
see that.
Here
We're
we
live
are.
again, yeah. Oh, it's another game of Season 8 Elite Teams, Game 3. And I'm joined by Mr. Jack.
Hello, people.
And Mr. Jack is joined by me, Andy Man. We are without Hero today, which means it's the OG duo, the classic duo. The originals, and I'm out of phrases. So, should we get into the game? It's 20 seconds to go before we actually start. Oh, what are we expecting?
Well, we look at the leaderboard again. We consult the old leaderboard. We got 2 games down. We got orange, almost maximum points, but interestingly, they're not that far ahead of purple, or sky
Oh,
blue, or red.
oh, oh.
So it's all kind of to play for now. This is where the teams need to kind of strike up a few more points, get into the rhythm a little bit more. Slow start, maybe. They can come up to it. Let's see.
Let's see. So, we are here. Right, let's have a look what we have. So, what are the spawns? It looks like we have sky blue next to purple and lime. We have orange next to red and lime, and dark green next to purple and red.
That would
Pur-
put. Ooh, sky blue, slow start. Maybe,
Purple
maybe
look
not.
like
Maybe not.
purple look like they've got a very good expansion going on. Sky blue look like they've got a very clear strategy going on. I
Going
wouldn't.
towards center. That's interesting. That's good. I like that. Big chunks happening.
Lime green look very slow off the block. Orange look like them struggling a little bit off the block as well.
Look to be being squeezed by red here.
Or are they? Are they squeezing or squeeze? Or are they the
It's.
squeezy or squeezer?
I don't know. The shape's starting to form just very slowly. And look at dark green have a nice chunk as well. They have a lovely little section just appearing there. As well do red.
As I do my settings. That's the button. Right.
Just
What
so
else?
weird in the early games. You just can't call it that early. It's about whether you have a good spawn or a bad spawn, and I don't think Sky Blue have had a great one.
They've not done. Did you not think? I
No,
think. Oh no, they've had. No, this isn't looking good, is it?
I think they've taken 2 big gaps when they're too weak, and it's easily shot through, and you can't surround it, so you can't level that quick.
I think what they did is they went for middle, where you need to be going sides first. Sides are your priority. Middle, you do. You do your sides first, and then you do middle at the end.
So at the moment, it's looking like purple and red have the best ground from the start, followed
Yeah.
probably closely by lime.
Yeah.
And dark green aren't far behind. They just haven't filled it in yet. They're doing the old classic, let's leave some behind,
Who have we got then? We
fill in
got
later.
followed by orange. So orange are there, but they're quite far behind. But they're still, we're only 2 minutes in, so let's not write them off. What else? So we should say orange won the first 2 games, obviously. So
Well, there's a weird sky blue area that's at the bottom right hand corner. What's going
yeah,
on there?
I think that's been cut off. I would
Who
hope that's been cut off. Yeah,
who
it has.
dived down there? What?
Some very ambitious soul. Some
I mean,
very
it's quite
ambitious
quite
soul.
even. The way it's stacked up, it's very even spawn, which is what we want.
Well, I mean, look, if people can't handle it, they can't handle it. It's all balanced, isn't it? So,
Well, it's yeah, that's what I mean. It's just that it's a very balanced spawn as well. Everybody seems to have a very sustainable amount of area that they can build from, and obviously we're extremely early in the game.
yeah.
No reason why any team could falter for any other reason than their own.
Nope. So, what do we have now? Now we've moved up a little bit. So red continue to gain. Are they going for orange? It looks like it. This is the point in the game where my belief is you should be aggressive. Rather than be passive and defend your borders and try and reinforce, go for it. That's my belief. Because everybody's weak, so now's the time to really press home your advantage or catch up to people who are ahead of you.
And it looks like Lime are suffering from that a little bit. There's two big holes exploding in their base. One from orange, one from sky blue. Looks to be a battle between Lime and sky blue going on.
Looks like they're dealing with it, though. Looks like it's being dealt with. Should we have a look at what purple are doing?
Purple are doing purple things.
Purple doing purpley things.
Just reinforcing, biding time, keeping area.
Yeah, playing it reasonably safe, I would say, from the start, from what I can see.
Just looking at the mini map, I'm scared by red.
Yeah?
I'm scared of their mini map right now. It's quite a really strong position they've got. Orange have this little sliver. Red have a nice little chunky bit.
But they are being... Are they potentially attacking two teams at once here?
Dark green.
Certainly
Finally,
being caught off guard.
we've got some nice offense from dark green, which we don't see often at all, which is great to see. And they're taking advantage.
100%. Looks like Jets stabilized it. Sagantu's coming from behind. Climb High is coming to help.
Of course, that's going to pull red off where they need to be focusing, which is the orange team.
Yeah, it looks like rather than going for orange, looks like they're going to be in a fight with dark green for a while, which if you ask red, yeah, sure, you're going to gain more percentage, probably, but equally, you would rather orange fall behind
the natural progression.
Order.
The natural progression, you feel like the way the scores have developed, you'd feel like red would push left into dark green. They're a weaker team than them, judging by the scoreboard. And then you'd think that orange would push south, because again, they're a weaker team than them, judging by the scoreboard.
It depends how confident you are, right? If you're really confident in your abilities, then you're going to go for orange because they're your threat. They're quite far ahead of you in the leaderboard. So
it's what I'd like to see. That's what I don't think will happen.
Them. Yeah, and especially because if you make them last or second to last or even third to last, that is their whole lead caught up. Their whole lead gone. 2 games won, doesn't matter. So that would be what I would do. But again, you need the confidence within your team. If you don't think you can win against Orange on a kind of a 1v1 sort of situation, then yeah, you're going to go for dark green. It's the safer option, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We are seeing a few things going on. Shall we have a look at sky blue? Things haven't gone very well since we last looked.
Orange's base looked tragic there from the edge.
Whose?
Orange's. Where you just scrolled from, just from the left upwards. I mean, that's all... Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You could get right to the middle of that just from poking from the left-hand side.
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't take long for them to fill it in. They're working on the borders, they're working on everything, but
you know, there's not much of it, I guess. I want to have a look at sky blue because they're struggling at the moment.
Oh yeah, they're being squeezed. And wow, by the team I wouldn't have expected them to be squeezed from, but they are being.
They're a good team, Lime Green. They've just not showed it really in the first 2 games. They've really struggled.
Sky Blue overreached very early on as well. That was a bit of a mistake as well. They tried to get the entire southern hemisphere of the map, which was a little bit outrageous.
Yeah.
And now, of course, Orange are going to capitalize on this big time.
You would think so. That was yeah. Anyway. Okay, so should we have a look at what purple are doing? Clearly some stuff going on at the edge.
It's always sky blue and purple fighting. Are they? Is it me? Or they are in the same position as they were in game one.
Feels like it. Feels like it. Oh, hold on. Have they got two hybrids trapped? Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. They got two hybrids trapped. Purple. They're in
Also,
big
Reach
trouble.
Builder trying his best to get them out. Manages just about.
If you're in that position of Sky Blue, you have to kill them. You can't let them escape.
And the purple teams owe him a beer for saving their ass.
Absolutely. There is no excuse to not be killing those in that situation. I would be going crazy in voice chat if I was on the Sky Blue team right now. Oh, wouldn't want to be in that voice chat.
There's a
Right.
really small cliff edge on Sky Blue that's about to be cut off as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a real threat.
Right on the border with Lime.
Okay, right. What else do we have going on here then? Looks like there's a few holes in orange. I don't think they're necessarily being attacked per se, but just some holes. Yeah, just some holes. Don't think anyone's taking advantage of that just yet. So what else do we have going on here then?
Just reading the chat, Aspen says Sky Blue's going to get snipped in half. He's not wrong, and to be honest, he's called it quite early, given that he's on a big delay as well.
Yeah, 7.5 minute delay, and he's looking
Calling
like
it really early.
He's called it very early, and he's very correct.
It's going. It's going.
It's going. It's going. It's going. It's gone. Well, that's certainly a big chunk gone. There's by Wave and Spinner looking like they're dying.
And there's a lot of easy ground to take there as well.
Yeah.
Find the easiest path forward. Purple seems to be the ones who want to capitalize on it. Nobody else seems to want to push.
But what are the percentages? Let's have a look. It looks like Purple have overtaken Red. Red have kind of slowed down the percentage a little bit. They've kind of sustained 22. Orange have built up to 16. Lime green and dark green are pretty similar, 14, 12. And sky blue falling short and going to be falling even shorter on 6.
So it looks at this stage like light blue are having a really bad day, and orange aren't having the best either.
Nope.
Red have just lost a big chunk up top.
Shall we go and have a look at them?
Let's have a look. As we whisk past all this unreinforced stuff. Secured it back. There's a big
very
battle going on.
aggressive game. Oh, can it do it? God's sake. We will sort that out at some point.
We need a cameraman. I do like dark green attacking though. This is what I've wanted to see from them for a long time now. Even into the last season.
Like they are getting deaths, which is kind of what we've always seen from dark green. But look at their attack is going.
Look at their positioning of the attack. Look at the minimap. It's a great little cliff edge that you could build from, and maybe pincer. Yeah. You've got some options here.
If I was to be ultra critical, these 3 people. There's 3 people here. Well, there was 3 people here.
There was.
Oh, there is, and they're all kind of like what are they doing? You know what I mean? Like they're a bit
Yeah,
all
and
over
now
the place.
they're allowing red to get the best of them a little bit now. They need to just
Yeah,
regroup a little bit. You've
which
got
feels
the
a bit unorganized.
best position on red there. You
And
need
I've
to be
just seen
capitalizing. What are these two doing?
these two people who've been wandering up and down for the last 60 seconds.
There's no need to spin that. There's no need to worry about that. It's all reinforced.
It just
Go and
feels
help your
like they're
comrade.
missing. It just feels like they're missing somebody to kind of like to
Coordinate?
grab them all and kind of
Yeah.
coordinate. You know, just someone who's gonna get on that voice chat and really organize them all because it they're kind of doing the right things. It's just not organized enough for you know
And
the
their biggest
top
problem,
level elites.
agreed, their biggest problem is that could flip very quickly as well. What they consider
Yeah,
a pincer, red could consider an opportunity as well. Because
yeah.
red are great at doing this. We know this from the past. They're great at just maintaining that big wedge and building it up and up and up. And there's a pop.
And there is a pop, and now we've switched unintentionally, but we have into a sky blue, which has actually gained percentage on lime green and is gaining so very quickly. There's all sorts of pincers going on. Pincer left, pincer right, pincer middle, everywhere. Cutting them off. Dilly dilly doing all of that work down there. And we've seen another cut off. You would expect Lukey to recover from this, and he does. Now personally in a bit of trying to apply pressure, but
I mean,
nothing to
he's
fall back.
outnumbered by a hell of a lot. He's only got one person in support, two people now.
Yeah. Shall we have a quick look at what dark green's got? What's going on at dark green at the top left?
Lots of stuff. Andy, you've got the flu bad.
No, sorry.
We can hear it.
I'm working through the pain. Elites is worth it. I wouldn't miss the live stream for anything. Right.
Goes
So
Mr. T just a bit too late. They've clocked onto it. I'm not
looks
sure
like
that was
they're
for levels, but
gonna get away with it. The rest of the purple team are coming in hot.
I think
This is
if they can just build a bit of a wedge there, that will secure the edge and that will give them a massive springboard.
you know what we've not seen this season so far?
Lots of people.
Purple. We've not seen purple do anything, really. They've
But
just
at the same time,
been there.
they've been there. But look at the scoreboard though. They're second place, and we've not seen them
Yeah.
do anything. What's that all about?
Yeah, they've somehow how sneakily got there. And now look at this. They're running away with the game. They're on 21%, what, 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, secret
Now they're on
contenders maybe.
25. Well, it's a bit harsh calling them secret contenders when they've won the last two out of the last when they've won the last 2 seasons out of 3.
They
Two out of the
haven't
last
made a
3.
great start to the other games though, and
No.
although the points don't reflect that, the performance kind of does, and there is an element of luck to the games as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the game one, maybe even game two, they got a little bit lucky with the scoreboard and other teams and how the other teams performed, and that's where they've scored their points in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
But now they seem to be reaching for the actual points that are rightly earned, as it were.
Yeah. Don't want to throw you under the bus or anything, but do we have stats for purple?
In terms of
They're like team stats.
yeah, come back to me, and then we might.
Yes. Okay.
That was a hint. If you're not getting that, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. So what else do we have going on? Sky Blue are really working lime green. They're up to 8% now from 6. And lime green's fallen from 14, I think, to 11.5. And red are now. I don't know whether red are beginning to make. I think red are now beginning to make progress. I say that as a big chunk is opened by Key. But we can look at this. It's quite big pincer going on. And this is what it should look like. we saw dark green working positions earlier, but this is what it should look like when you're working like pincers and stuff. It should look like you're all working towards one target, and that is a prime example of why I freaking hate the camera. God damn it, stupid camera.
No.
Calm down.
Your website doesn't want to load.
God damn it. Whoever built that should have really done a better job.
We'll leave that running in the background. We'll come back to the stats. There's a pincer going on with light blue as well on lime.
Oh, yeah. That's looking like it's been going for a little bit, and it's looking like they're getting the end of that now. What's happening with lime? Why are they getting what's seemingly so destroyed against sky blue? And I think I might have answered my own question if we have a look over at orange.
Not much reinforcement against sky blue either.
I think this might be the problem. When you're dealing with two teams, you're going to be in a bit of difficulty.
So what, are you saying that this is bad luck that they're against? So what's the optimal position? What game should we expect if we said from the spawn, here's lime green, and to the left is this team, to the right is this team? What two teams to the left and right would give them the best chance of winning?
Well,
it's clearly not going to be orange, red, purple, maybe.
Sure, but I think the first answer to that is even if you find even if, let's say, ideal is dark green and sky blue, probably, but even if you spawn next to those two teams and those two teams decide to attack you at the same time, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get destroyed. Do you know what I mean? You're still going to lose.
Yeah.
So it's more about, it's less about who you spawn next to, and sometimes just more about, kind of just trying not to get attacked by some teams. And
again, the spawn can only help you a certain part of the way. Although that
Planetarium being popped for the second time this game, and I'm assuming it was lag.
He doesn't die often for sure. He's almost invincible. That's unbelievable. That's a great kill.
Well known to be one of the best builders in the game. And that will be a very big loss to Orange because he's quit. Well, presumably, let's say he lagged and disconnected.
He's back in now.
Is he?
He's on the banner at the top.
I think that's out of date.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see that they left the game on the top left.
I see.
See, it's out of date. Yeah. I think that's a massive loss for Orange because even if they look, and he's replaced Sanitarium, but you're 22 minutes into the game now. You're gonna have a very difficult time leveling and losing your best builder. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna get back into this game, Orange.
The guys are gonna have to work really hard to level any up very quickly. As in, give him every tower to destroy, give him every opportunity to level. Give him some big areas to take. And there's not a lot of orange on the leaderboard either. All I'm seeing right now is purple. And obviously a little bit of red.
Right.
It's a very tight map as well, I've got to say. It wasn't this tight last time, I don't think. And just for the stats purposes, yeah, we got no stats. The website will not load.
Will it not? That's awkward, isn't it? Tell me I'll see if I can get the stat.
I mean, I can guess some stats if you want. I can just shout some words out. They might be right, they might not. I don't
know. No. I can't get it. Does anyone have the link to them in chat? Can somebody send the link or can you send the link to the website in chat?
I've got the link. The website's not working.
Can you send me the link in the YouTube chat?
Send you the link.
And then I'll read them out myself. Assuming that, it's working for me. So what else do we have? It looks like what is going on here?
I'm really not sure.
This is
But he's
pretty wild.
poked through to something. They've
Oh
got
wow,
something
they've
from that. That's
done that.
massive. What the?
They had somebody come from underneath as well. Wow.
I mean, it was easily popped open because it's just a one-way
1984 is in big trouble.
Yeah.
He's in big trouble.
He's not going to survive this, and neither is
Oh,
Person.
he should have. 1984 probably should have done it, held a little bit better there, but that was a very tricky, very aggressive situation. Nearly worked. That would have been a brilliant counter. Imagine if they managed to get all of that.
I mean, it was a very... Well, I can't believe they got that through, to be fair. Their base is now opened up on the south.
And look at this. What's going on over here? Elspinner got here.
Doing?
There's two of them here. What?
No.
And he's not TP. Do you know what have they spawned here?
No, they can't have spawned there. They've deliberately dug this channel as a team, and now they've got 4 players on them.
Yeah,
they've come down there.
Yeah, they've come from there. And now they're going to die here, it looks like.
I mean, you've got a builder needs to focus on keeping that bottom border clear.
But look at this. Look at this. Lime Green have committed 4 players to this. Sky Blue have only committed 2.
I mean, it's a great waste of time.
And look at what is happening to Lime. This is what you need to be doing if you're you know.
Maybe Sky Blue have just seen that opportunity and gone, "Hey, this is so weak. Let's just have a little pop and see what's going on."
Because the thing is, right? They'll probably have 4 people here, and they'll probably have 4 people on orange. So, like, all of this should be undefended.
The question is, where is the rest of Sky Blue, and why are they not taking more area right now?
I think it is because they are taking area here. Yeah.
And question answered.
Question answered.
Person takes it back, though. Outnumbered.
The person in big trouble
Person's
now.
going to be in trouble.
They need to. They can't let this get away from them, Sky Blue. I mean, they can, but they shouldn't.
Lukey just takes that, but no, Isra's there to stop him.
Isra doing their best, but this is not a situation that is savable.
Yeah, Wave's
it shouldn't be savable. Oh, Wave! Oh my god!
Just about. You got to execute. You got to.
That'll give you a heart attack.
No.
This is a bit sloppy from Sky Blue.
It's so backwards and forwards. There's a lot. You need the builder up there. That's it, Luke. That's what you needed to do. And now Wave can come in and start reinforcing the with the bullets and everything.
Builder doing their job there.
Top person, and maybe you'll get Isra at the end of it.
Yeah.
Going for the south border. Luke, you need to move.
Luke, stop shooting.
And this is a big distraction for the 2 players that were cornered in the first place. This is massive. This is like hey, you've trapped our guys. Hey, I'll trap yours.
Should we have a look at what's going? Look at this. See, they're still there. It's just taking up all their energy. It's taking up all their energy, all their focus, and while they're wasting their time.
Yeah. Will an explosion from the other guys? No, it will never last that far, will it? It won't stretch that far, but it'll do a massive dent in it to the point that if Person was close enough, I think they might be able to dig the way out. If I was Person, I'd go north and crash.
This person, I wouldn't. This Person player could actually escape here. It's such a big open area. You're either going to be a massive pain or actually look at this.
But at the same time, I definitely wouldn't.
Right now, they should be telling Person to somehow get out.
Go north.
Yeah, out. Yeah.
Get out. It's dead ground.
Yeah.
Why are you staying back? What are you doing?
That was stupid. Get out. There we go.
The other side.
Yeah, good play. Sloppy from Sky Blue. But, yeah.
Wow, that could have gone either way. That could have flipped so quickly on either team.
Yeah. And look at this. Rescue is on the way. I'm not sure they need rescuing, if I'm honest.
They've held their own for so long now.
They don't need rescuing.
Players.
I wouldn't be rescuing them. I'd say, yeah, you're doing a great job. Let's just go take the rest of their base. That's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Leave them alone. Put it like this.
But look at the mini map. Look what's
Oh,
happening.
this isn't. It took our
Sorry,
focus
Sky.
as well. It took our focus. Everything's popping off.
There's a lot going on that we haven't
There's
even
a
looked at. We've been
lot going on. We've
so
been too
ingrained in this.
focused. We've been too focused.
Purple are just like, thank you very much for the area. You
Purple,
guys fight.
Yeah. You guys enjoy your life. We'll just.
I'll have that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And meanwhile, just to catch up, those people who were trying to save Emma and whoever the other player was, I don't remember the name of, died while trying to help them. Kind of ironic. And look at this from Red. Look at what's happened.
A massive push.
Yeah.
Gigantic. And this is what Red are really good at. They have been for seasons. It doesn't even matter who's the captain, who's the player, who the teams are. This is ingrained in their culture of Red. They're great at pushing with nice big bridges.
Yeah. We like those
Best team for it.
Nice big bridges, don't we? So.
And they're making huge headway.
Do you want to give us a roundup on the leaderboard?
So at the moment we're on Red 26%, first place. Oh no, second place. Purple 30%. So they're runaway winners at the moment with 30 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Second place Red 26%, third place Orange 20%, and then we got the three stragglers fighting it out between themselves. Seemingly, we got Veridistant 6%, Darkness 7%, Smurfs 4.8. So
And
there's not a lot in there.
Gonna finally meet their end.
Don't forget we got the cough as well.
And the cough. Shall we go and have a
Can
look at
come
that?
into it.
It will later on, I'm sure.
Not a lot of cough game going on. We saw that last game where everybody was like, "Oh, I'll just take a little snipe at it now, and then we'll surround it, and we'll have a little lucky." But not this game. Everyone's all about percentage now.
Normally see it around the 35 to 45 minute mark start coming into play. You might see one team think, do you know what? I'll take a little pop at this. Right, so Red are trying to catch up to Purple, but Purple just keep on going. They're an absolute train.
They're unstopped. Look at their base; it's so good. There's a lot of it, and it's all, well, mostly very good.
Look at this from Red. It's just a little bit messy.
How do they complete that when other teams can't manage it, though? Maybe they realise that they're against a slightly weaker. They can get away with this at the moment. Yeah. Normally, they'd be doing bigger bridges and nice and thick stuff like this.
Yeah, I think they've been what they're trying to do is
get to that edge. Yeah,
they want to get to that edge, and then you cut off all of this nice juicy stuff. But it's not going to stay very juicy if Purple get it all.
Oh, how are they? Their Purple are just leeches at this stage. They're just we're just going to capitalise on everybody else's mistakes.
Do you know what this rings a bell? We've seen this before.
Oh.
In one of the games, in one of the mock games before this tournament started.
Season 8?
Yeah, well, in the mock games before the season started, we saw Purple get like 35% or something just by nobody attacking them and them just deciding, do you know what, we'll have a bit of that, we'll have a bit of this, that looks nice, we'll have a bit of that as well while we're here. And they just kept on doing that and that over and over and over and over again, and nobody really fought back. And that is what is happening again.
At the same time, though, we've got Red, who have a different strategy of we are going to go on full-on attack mode against a weaker team. We're going to take their area. Orange, however, they're doing their usual business. We're going to take a percent here, percent there, a little bit here, a little bit there. And then by the end of it, we're half hour in, don't forget, they're at 21%. That could easily get to 28.
Let's have a look at what's going on over here. Shall we? See what they were trying to do?
Yeah, just a little bit overreaching.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to take that risk. They were at the edge.
It could still be doable.
I think they'll get this. It just might
Yeah.
take them a little bit longer than they would have liked.
Well,
Oh,
we've
Mr.
got
T coming in as
reinforcements
well.
now.
Oh, but the science who's also here. Climb high has got to just go for it. Be aggressive and trust your teammate.
They need just
Got you.
one-on-one defending and an extra one just to clear the path and surround.
Yeah, just trust your teammate.
But they're doing this on two fronts as well. They've opened up two battlefields into dark green.
Yeah.
And they've split dark green directly down the middle and gone, hey, we can't defend against purple at all. Purple are loving this game.
Where have the other players gone? Oh, okay. That's not what okay, interesting. Could have just gone. All right.
Sure. I think they've just gone for a smaller chunk, maybe.
Yeah, they're playing it safe, but like you're so close, just go for it. I would have gone round and come from there, got a fairly solid edge, and then come round from the top, rather than taking it in a small chunk. Just seems
if I was that
necessary.
player, I wouldn't be living in that territory too long. Okay, well done.
That just felt unnecessary to me.
Yeah, it wasn't the best executed one, but look, they're making a lot of headway, and whatever they're doing seems to be working.
Yeah, should we have a look at this laggy little battle over here?
Anybody but purple at this stage, because purple just seems to be just capitalizing on everybody else's wars.
Yeah, we have to take. No, we've not seen orange this game. Let's go and have a look at orange. We've not really looked at them because they're just. The thing is, nothing crazy happens.
They're like ninjas.
Nothing crazy happens. They're just like, always. We're just going to gain area. We're not going to do it very quickly, but we will gain area, and you're never ever going to get it back.
It's quiet. It's methodical. It's ninja-like.
Yeah.
It's. Yeah. And look at how their sliver have turned into a nice big wedge.
Yeah. And while they just struggled off spawn, the rest of the game has been like clockwork. It's exactly what we've seen in all the other games.
Exactly.
But the start they've struggled in the start a little bit. And I'm sure they'll be looking at that after this game ends.
There's no panic here whatsoever. Bahu's not stressed, not worried. He's like, yeah, I've got this. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Might be cut off a little bit. It's fine.
Bahu's a multiple-time winner.
Get this around, and they accidentally missed it. Yeah, it's fine. Nice and easy. That's another sliver. That's another 0.1% added to the tally.
Yeah. I mean, just look at all of this. It's just,
24 minutes
to go. You're going to struggle. 24 minutes. Right. Doesn't look like anybody's gone for the cost just yet.
Reinforcement there.
They finally broke up. Look at this. What did we say? You might get to the edge, but when you get to the edge, purple have just taken it all.
Yep.
So, all of that plan to kind of cut off all of this.
Purple never planned to leave that slice to red.
Purple just went for it.
And that's their MO. It's great MO as well. It's something no other team are doing.
No. Well, that I can only think of. That was just a bit lucky. Right place, right time.
Hey,
you can't.
They've done this for no. Sorry, I've got to disagree. They've done this season 7. They've done this previous seasons as well, where they just have no battles on map.
No, I get that. No, I 100% agree. But what I mean is, right, like Red worked really hard to put this off very clearly, so they could get all of this dark green area here, right? But what's happened is purple have just come in without knowing what's happened and what's going on, and just taking it all off them. So red have worked towards this bridge and have nothing to show for it.
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah,
fine.
100%.
Perfectly legitimate.
Absolutely.
They're working across 4 fronts, albeit it's quiet on the red and the orange front. It's all about the sky and the dark green front. Now they've all accidentally or on purpose created a front with red, but red are so busy they're not even worried about purple.
Do you know what red have done here though, which they shouldn't have done? And this is a bad this is a bad call, and we should have said this earlier.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, they have cut off green from the rest of the world.
And
what does that mean?
It means you are entirely on green.
You are forced to attack green for the rest of the game. You have no alternative. And sure, they might be low on percent, and then you might think, oh, well, they're quite close to being wiped. That 4%, you could be stuck on that 4% for another hour. Very easily. And they don't only have 20 minutes. They're going to waste their time fighting away. And what I was going to suggest they do is switch their focus over to probably orange or purple. Or probably orange, just to try and make that gap to first place
I'd
small
give
as
them an
possible.
out. If I was them, I'd give them an alleyway. Give them a
Too late.
a valley to do. Yeah, on the border
Too late.
maybe.
You can't do it. I don't think you can do it because all you're going to do is give up territory.
I guess
For the
they
odd
went for the border
chance of them
intentionally.
doing
I
that.
see what you mean. They went for the border intentionally.
Yeah,
I think that was a mistake.
I think that was a mistake. I don't think they quite thought that through.
It's a heavy battle going on. Lots of bullets.
They're thinking, right, we can cut their base in half. But what they've actually done is they've trapped them in.
What happens when you back dark green into a corner? I'd love to know the answer.
It's looking like we're getting the answer, and it doesn't look pretty if you're
Oh.
dark green. If it does that again, I'm gonna swear to God.
Scrolling.
Story of my life. Right, they've cut off this big chunk here, which they're looking like they're gonna secure back. I'm gonna scroll all the way back again. And I'll tell you why, because I want to have a look at what's going on with lime green. Because
Lime
what
green
the hell has
dropped
happened with lime green?
so much. Orange have taken it like it's candy.
We keep on missing stuff. How do we keep on missing stuff?
Because one battle gets so interesting, and then we're so ingrained in that and analysing it, and then we miss out on what's fresh. We're late to the game. We need to get better.
We do need to get. We need to go on a training course.
Yeah. Hero, where are you? Hero wouldn't have done this.
No, he wouldn't have.
Hero would have brought us back on track.
Yeah. You know what they say, the OG is always the worst.
Mm.
Right. What else do we have? So, this is not looking good for lime green. I think they could get no words. No words. I think they could get wiped here.
I think two teams could get wiped here.
I think dark green is probably okay, but I think lime green could go.
At what point do they? I mean,
look at this. And team is analysing the situation. He's just taking a look.
Yeah.
Just taking a look. He'll be telling the rest of his team what's going on. He'll be having a little think. What should we do? What should we do in this situation? And look,
I think he wants to slice them right down the dark blue border, the light blue border.
I don't know. It's
light blue are there to. Well, he needs to nip that in the bud as well. His threat now is not lime. His threat now is light blue.
Yeah. Well, you've got to get rid of lime. Well, you don't have to. There's an argument to say that actually you're now wasting your time fighting lime green. Yeah. If you can stop fighting lime green, maybe you can actually go for. You can go for red.
You can switch
go for red. That's what I would do. I would try and switch over to red.
You reckon?
I was orange.
What I'd do is, if I was orange, I'd leave 2 builders against lime just to kind of slow them down, and then I'd probably cut down directly down south into sky blue, force sky blue to re-strategize so that they're no longer attacking lime. That will then leave lime to go straight into sky blue.
Yeah.
And then you get the area.
I'll tell you why I wouldn't do that, because Sky Blue only have 7%, right? And orange need 4% of that to catch up to red, and that's probably going to grow. So doing that, I don't think you're going to gain it, even if you're successful. Oh, here we go. Even if you're successful, I don't think you're going to gain enough percentage doing that. Oh, that was close. So I would switch to red if I was orange.
Another pop. Who's going to capitalize?
Everybody, by the looks of it. See, don't waste your bullets on each other, guys. Don't waste your bullets. If I was orange, I think the only way to really catch up to red in this situation, unless red messes up, is to go attack them, which is looking like what they are doing. They're heeding my words.
They are indeed. They're taking those slivers back, and again, it's a little percentage here, a little percentage of that.
They're doing exactly what we said.
16 minutes left. Red are just going to be so preoccupied.
Red are going to be in big trouble.
Did we accidentally do this?
What?
Well, we're on. What delay are we on? When did we call this?
It's fine. We didn't call it. Well, we did call it.
Everybody hears the same information, though. You're all under the same instruction.
Yeah. I think red could be in big trouble here.
Puppet master.
I think this is red. I think this is orange's only option if they want to get second place. And remember, this is where you shouldn't have done that bridge, because whatever red do, they have to defend dark green. You have to, because they're trapped inside your base, so you can't leave them. So you are forced to attack on two fronts, and two very large fronts. I think red are going to drop very, very significantly. And actually, I'll take it back. They're being attacked on three fronts, I think.
Do we not get to see the line wipe?
Sorry, I got sidetracked. No, red aren't being attacked by purple. I thought that was happening.
That's gone. They're wiped. It's gone.
Sorry. Well, their base is still there. Sorry, no. Let's watch orange. Let's watch this unfold.
All right, we need to calm the camera down a little bit, put it in one position, and let's just stick with that for a little bit.
Right. I tried.
Apart from the auto scroll,
I tried.
What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is just stick it out. I know people are getting dizzy in the chat. That's all.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, get a bag. Gonna be a long ride. So I think red is in big trouble. Look, it's just Scientu to defend this, and the reason it's only Scientu is because the rest of them are up at dark green, and there's nothing that they can do about it.
How many do they need to push forward? This is not a pincer. This is a full-on front attack.
Orange
red
are
have
doing
some players back.
Yeah, orange are doing the exact thing that they should have done. Orange are doing this perfectly. Red made a mistake which we called, and it is now haunting them.
Yep, they need some range shooters in here just to break that last little border, get that reach builder across. They can easily close this.
Scientu is completely wasting his time over there. Why is he trying to defend against one?
And they have
when the rest of his base is being ripped apart. He's in completely the wrong place here. He's getting too caught up, and it's costing his team.
Let's needs to be helping out. For a sec. So orange now 23, 24%.
1% gone from red.
Still massive away from purple. Look at purple's map.
I'm just gonna go away from that for a sec. Camera's getting a bit excited.
Wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big game.
I
think it's safe to say 10% isn't gonna change.
Not only have they got the full-on percentage with 13 minutes to go, they've massively secured, and nothing other than a pop, and notoriously they're hard to pop as well, is going to savour that.
And that gap is only going to grow because they are also taking advantage of red.
But at the same time, Viridiscent are going to have to. They've got no choice. They're full out. 8 people attacking that cough now.
And should we just say, right? If you're red, you should know full well you're up against orange. What are they going to do? At some point, they are going to attack you, right? At some point, they're going to do it. So what should you do? You should have left a border. You should have left a builder on the edge and just reinforce the whole thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
not
it.
very well reinforced at all.
I get it. Sure. This is reinforced, but
And that's kind of
when
where
you
you want to do it as
know
well, because it's with
when
purple and
yeah,
stuff. But
sure, but when you
against the
know
orange stuff,
exactly when you know a team is going to attack you, you do more than that, way more than that.
if you can
You do
see
2-3 screens.
if you can see the opponent's base and it's just easy,
Yeah,
that's an invitation.
but
And this
even
is what they're now just they're
against
going
Orange,
for.
where Orange it's a guarantee that at some point in the game, Orange was going to attack Red. It was a
And we know that
guarantee.
Orange
You
have to
prepare
push
for
now.
that.
They're in third place, so Orange need to push. They need
Yeah.
2%. Where are they going to get that from now? They
Red have
need it
made some
from
tactical
Red.
errors this game. Red have made a few tactical errors, not reinforcing the border against Orange. Far more than this is what they should have done, and it is a tactical error. And surrounding dark green was a big tactical error.
Yeah, I think Orange need to aim
Because
in the correct direction a bit there as well.
that'll be 10 minutes to go. And look at this. They're being forced into this battle that they don't really want to do, but they're doing it. And they are gaining some percentage here, but they're losing it
I don't
everywhere
think it's going to be
else.
enough.
No.
It's
I
going to
think this
be on a downward trajectory. There's no more they can take from dark green, really.
it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Because it's probably not going to get better.
Correct. I think that
It's gonna
Koth
get a
is
lot
going to be
worse.
under attack any moment now. So, Andy, can you hold the fort for 30 seconds while I'll be back?
Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to be going for the Koth this game, if I'm honest. I think the Koth's going to be safe. I just think everyone's so occupied by, there's no reason for Orange to go for the Koth. You've got more. They should be they should be staying focused on Red right now. So, and it's worth the same amount of points. I want to keep the percentages up on the screen. Sorry if it's annoying. So Purple are up to 36%. That's a 12 percentage lead on their opponents, and they are just securing that Koth as much as humanly possible. They are trying to predict where the enemy is coming, and they reckon it's going to be coming from Orange, so they're building up that border as much as possible. Do we have Lime Green has gone? Wow, I'm sorry. We missed it. We missed it. We missed it. Oh, I'm so sorry that we missed it. Oh, that's really annoying. Lime Green have been wiped. Very unfortunate. But I think that's the effects of being attacked on two fronts. Unfortunate. But it happens. It does happen. It does happen. But we should say, though, to be fair, at the end, Orange had switched. So, yeah, very unfortunate for Lime Green. Big shame.
What did I miss?
Lime Green got wiped. I didn't watch it, though. I missed it. I saw it afterwards.
So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players still in though. Is that outdated
Yeah.
or?
I think they're just sitting in the lobby, to be honest.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And of course, they're going to be extremely low leveled as well, so it's not like they can mount an attack. If they wanted to go for Koth or the extra point, they should have done it a lot earlier.
They're completely wiped.
Yep.
So they're leaving.
Israel's left the game.
Yeah, and look at this. Orange now at 24. Red at 24. Closing in on their targets. And again, Purple just slowly, protecting the Koth more and more. I think this Koth will be a very easy one to capture. Orange should not go for the Koth this game. They should ignore it.
Yeah, they're going to do better in second
away.
place than they would the extra point, I think. Sacrificing second place for the extra point, not a good idea.
Okay, right. You can't, but I don't think you should do this, but I'm gonna put it out there. Do you think Red should go for the Koth?
Ooh. No.
Because look, right, their nearest opposition, right, assuming obviously they're gonna get overtaken by Orange, that's a given. It's gonna happen. So their nearest opposition below orange is Sky Blue at 9%. They've got load. They could lose loads of percent and still be on the same amount of points, assuming orange overtakes them.
But is that not them sacrificing their point of potential second place? Don't forget, from their perspective, they're still in second place right now, and
they are
still somewhat achievable.
I'll tell you what, though. Let's be honest. If they get this, it will be a magnificent achievement.
I don't think they'll get second place, but
I don't think it's possible. Hold on. There's too much going on. The cameraman's overwhelmed. He doesn't know what to look at. Look at this. Sky Blue have gone out of their way to get that cough, as they should. Probably.
And potentially at their own expense as well. They've got a lot of shooters and a lot of builders on them. And Purple are great at this.
Purple will be happy. And I'll tell you what else is happy. Orange, because they have overtaken red. And now, if you're red, you're thinking...
Off, got it, no choice.
What do we do now? I think they should go for the cough. Because, look...
You've got no... Yeah, you've got no choice.
You can lose what? Like...
They are not going to
get
area from dark green. They are not going to gain area from purple. They are not going to gain area from orange.
They can lose another 13% and still be in the same points.
The question is, can they lose, or can they stop the loss at 13%?
I don't think so.
So they would need to kind of partial attack the cough then, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Which is, it's one of those iffy calls. 13%, can we lose it?
They've got too much going on to be able to really go for the cough. I think there's too much going on.
Can we see Sky Blue?
We can. We certainly can, and I'm glad.
There's a lot going on there. So 2 purple members died then, which is surprising, given that they had them surrounded. They just needed to just focus a little bit. This is the cough attack, by the way. This is the Smurfs going up north towards the cough, and this is where the one piece of pressure right now is coming on the cough. It's not the only one that's going to happen by the end. We've got 4
cough,
and we're going to have 4 aiming for this. Particularly, we're expecting red to head south towards that cough any moment now.
Do you think?
I mean, if they had an ounce of...
I don't think they can. I think their base is so weak. If I'm honest. I was putting it out there as a potential option. But when you look at the base, I actually think they can.
Do you think Smurfs can still overpower red?
This could go bad, yeah. This could go really bad.
Wow.
Like, look at this. They're still having to deal with the dark green. They're still having to deal with and look, hold on. Alert! New team has spawned.
There it is, and now surrounded by red.
This will be fun to watch. There is
all
to go. I can't really watch it, but I can't take my eyes off it.
I mean, leave them alone.
I'm gonna have to go somewhere else because we just can't watch it. I'm afraid.
It's just
too much going on.
Yeah, we've got to watch this cough now. Dying moments. We want to know who's going to go for it. And it's a massacre. This is not just a massacre. This is almost genocide.
Oh, Kitty missing that teleport bridge.
They're still surrounded. There's still people in there.
Yeah, this is what you call smart play.
Purple doing the best we've seen so far to fend off that cough, and nobody has achieved an early defense on it, and then maintain that through late attacks as well.
To be fair, they have only had one team go for it. But this is Goated has died, Xenon has died as well, so this isn't clean. But it should be enough. Golden Nugget also dying.
We can surround. They can get their act together. Nope.
No.
And this is now a spawn kill hotbox, isn't it?
Yeah. They do spawn him with 8 levels, so,
So, I mean, orange, are they fighting against red unnecessarily now? Should they not go to light blue?
Now there's 1 minute left.
Or should they have done that a bit earlier then? Because light blue surmounted their
Hold on.
attack a bit earlier.
That was a bit sneaky.
Yeah,
That was a bit
we're
sneaky.
expecting this. We're expecting
Yeah.
them to do a late challenge on it.
Yeah.
It had to happen. Can they deny the point at the very
Hold on.
least?
Oh no. Guy Blue, just keep on being popped.
It's not about
That
taking
could
the point.
open.
Now it's
That could
about
open.
denying
There's like
it.
20 seconds left. That could be opened.
Deny the point. Deny the point.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
beautiful, 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 beautiful,
Lukey, R.I.P.
beautiful. Love to watch it. Love to watch it. Oh,
And having a
genocide.
little poke as well. Every team just wants a little piece of that pie.
Yeah, they'll want a little piece of that pie. And Red's pie is large because it is all gone.
The darkness.
Woo.
Dark green. How much did they get in the end? Not enough.
I think
They,
what
they,
happened.
they made a great little chance there.
I think what happened is I don't know whether they actually heard what we were saying on the live stream chat because the delay was actually long enough for it to technically happen. I don't know whether they heard what we said and then decided to go for the Koth as like a last ditch effort because what we got to lose. Because there were a few plays at the Koth at the end for Red. Or it just opened up badly.
I think Red, when they eventually went for the cough, again, they understood maybe that the area could have gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whether they heard us or not, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, it is.
We're commentators in this. They make their own strategies, and everybody can hear the same voices.
100%, and they have gone for it, and it has, there were where they should have been anyway, really. Yeah, and that's why some tactical errors can make a big difference, right?
It's an impressive saviour of the cough, though. I've got to admit that's a nice early, and it was a screen away. Maybe I like the fact that they've
imagine if
gone
Orange had like sneaked in there and stopped him. Just imagine.
Yeah, but I don't.
Oh.
I think they more interested in securing the second place rather than
Well, they did
potentially
exactly what they should have
gambling.
done. They did exactly what they should have done. They played it very well, must be said.
And they came back from let's not they came back from a tiny sliver that they had and built that back up to the north and to the south.
Mm-hmm.
So they've not just eaten into lime green or dark green or the weaker teams that are on the season 8 roster. They've gone straight into dark red as well, to red.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of teams.
So, I think there's a bit of lime green up here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be any white area, lime green are just going to spawn in there and then just try and cause whatever havoc they can.
Yeah.
Which that's a strategy in itself, really, isn't it? If you're a bit of a TP, maybe not to surround, but maybe just to open up the enemy area and allow the white team back in.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is very, very true. That is very true. If you're I don't know, if you're dark green, yeah, sure. It might have been like it would have been a good strategy for dark green to get them out of the situation they was in.
If I'm orange and I want
to open needed
space a bit, maybe send Bahu in, TP up, go into the corner, pop it open a little bit. You're not aiming to surround. You just want them to spawn back in and get them in the game again because you want them in the game in their area. So
again, I just don't think Orange needed it at all. Do you know what I mean? Like even if they were there, I just don't think it would have really helped because it was so easy for them. Do you know what I mean?
Said it'll be a nice strategy. I just said it'll be a strategy.
Oh no, 100%, 100% would have been interesting.
That's something we've not seen before either.
Next time.
Yeah, take note, people.
I think we have seen it before, but There's been a lot of games at this point. It's not the first time I've heard it, for
Is
sure.
it all starting to blur?
It's all blurred already. Right, should we go through one team at a time? Should we start off with Sky Blue? Do you want to give us a
Sure.
bit of a rundown of what happened?
I mean, they started off with a terrible, well, not a terrible spawn. The spawn point looked okay, but I mean, they tried this crazy dive down to the bottom right corner. They started, but don't forget in the bottom left corner,
Yeah.
and look where they've ended up. They've been pushed that way, not just from purple, but their own making. They decided they're going to head in that direction from the very early offset. So they've made a decision. Who do we want to fight against? There's purple to our left. There's orange to our right. Hey, we're going to eat into orange. Probably not the best idea. They've had better results against purple before. Maybe the past 2 games, we know that they've spawned in the same position and purple to their north again before in game 1 or game 2, I can't remember. So maybe that factored into the fact that, hey, we don't want to do that. We don't want to waste time with them again. Who knows?
Yeah, they definitely had a tough game, but from their point of view,
3rd place.
4th place.
4th, yeah. 3 points.
Probably can't be too unexpected. They're probably about right.
Did well not to get wiped.
Yeah, it could have gone really badly wrong.
Could have.
We saw lime green and we thought, yeah, they're probably going to get wiped here. But Sky Blue never quite got that bad. It could have got to that point. There was one point in the game where it looked really bad. But
and we know Orange like their corners as well. So for them to sustain that corner against Orange, that's okay. That's not bad. Not terrible.
So shall we go on to Orange?
What do you think?
I think they did exactly what they normally do. They never overextend. They don't really do pincers at all. They're just slow, methodical. They're just very slow, methodical. And what that means is the territory that they do gain becomes so reinforced. Like all of this is pretty much all of this is not from them reinforcing.
That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens up reinforced. That's ridiculous.
That is just from them gaining territory off another team and building it as they go. That's not reinforcing. That's just gaining area. That's what that is. And that is a signal of kind of how they play.
And that's their strength. That's their pushing forward. That's amazing to see. And that's consistency across 3 games now. I don't think that pattern's going to change, and I don't think anybody has
style of play really. Like they could do other things, right? We're not saying this is the way you need to be playing. Look at Orange. This is so amazing, right?
How do you combat that?
Ways to play. How would you combat that? Well, you
have to fight fire with that. Surely, there's only one style that can beat that.
You try and take advantage by outnumbering them. So, for example, while they were dealing with lime green much earlier in the game, red probably should have attacked them.
So it's strategic, and it's maybe it's strategic mistakes that you gotta think harder.
If you go for them direct, that you're playing to their strength. But if you try and outnumber them, and then maybe you can kind of split up your groups and just really take advantage of your numbers, then that's probably the way to play against Orange. But as a pure one-on-one, you're going to have to spread out. If you're in a one-on-one against Orange, then you need to kind of spread out your numbers and just try and attack them in lots of different areas and just kind of see what happens. Hope something opens up and kind of go from there. Because if you go on a one-on-one, you might win, but you're not going to win much territory, so you're just going to waste your time. Even if you do really well. So Orange did that, and then they made the exact correct call at pretty much the exact time that we said they should have done it. They did it, and they switched to red, sorry. And that is how the gap between red and orange has become so great, and they are now 2nd place this game. Lime green,
Right, I've got to be delicate with this one. I mean, they had a great start, better than the previous 2 games they've had this season.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best springboard they could have had to set themselves up and create a great opportunity for themselves, and they what missed it. They threw it away. How can I say this without swearing, Andy?
I think what happened, right, is they got attacked by 2 teams and just dealt with it poorly.
Every team gets attacked by 2 teams at one stage or another. That's not an excuse anymore. It's getting a bit.
When it happens, though, it is really bad. I get that, but you need to deal with it better. Doesn't matter who those 2 teams are. You have to deal with it better. Yeah, you're gonna lose, but you need to accept that and try and just minimize the damage.
There's
And
a
I get that they
consistent.
did that for nearly 50 minutes, but
There's a consistent pattern forming where Lime are reducing on area from what they gain instead of gaining on area. It started off the other way, but they couldn't sustain it, and I wonder if that's more of a team setup problem. You know, maybe they haven't got the right amount of builders, maybe they haven't got the right amount of hybes.
you know what I think?
Just to
You know what I think?
go on.
I'm just putting this out there. I think that in the fly with 8-player teams, now it is different when you've got 6-player teams, but with 8-player teams, it's a very psychological game, right? If you see somebody's weak, you're going to go after them. Right?
And we know this from previous seasons as well. By the way. It's not just an observation we're making. This is a consistent thing.
You go after them if you, number one, if you see their base is weak. Number two, if you know that they do tend to die. Like, okay, they don't die all the time, but it's not like trying to fight purple or orange. You know, they're going to die at some point. And number three, they struggle in games, which is what we've kind of seen over the last few games. Now you're beginning to see where teams maybe should have stopped attacking them, but actually carried on.
So just touching on that as well, because it's a great subject where teams have targets on their back and they have to work overtime to make sure that target is no longer on their back. So from game one, it really does matter that you make a good impression on the rest of the teams, because that enforces then you not just your own strategy, but every other team's strategy against you. If you have a really crap game on game one, season 1, or the game 1 of every season that takes part, season 8, every other team is thinking, right, they're weak, and that's their impression of you, and therefore you have a massive hill to climb.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that that's why they're suffering right now, or is it more than that? I think it's a combination of that and a few more things as well. I don't think it's just that.
I think that's why they're suffering right now. And what my advice to them in the next game would be: don't worry about first place. Leave that to somebody else, right?
Well, at this stage, you've got
to. No. I mean, like each game, right? Yeah. In the next game, I think don't worry about trying to win the next game. I would be thinking, let's just take it slow.
Yeah.
Let's take it let's be fairly passive. Let's build an incredibly strong base that nobody wants to touch, and let's just slowly, a bit like Orange, just be a little bit methodical. Take it nice and slow. Make sure your base is overly reinforced, and just slowly build up from there. And then people start thinking, actually, I don't want to fight them. Look how strong their base is. And then you do something similar next game, and then over time you rebuild up that reputation. So then eventually, towards the end of the season, you can start really trying to do what you actually want to do.
I think definitely going in from a lower, from the lower end of the spectrum point of view, where teams have lower amount of points after 3 games right now. It's not an insignificant amount. 3 games should be enough to start seeing patterns form. And it is enough. If you're going in there expecting to have a game-winning plan, then you're probably not in the right frame of mind. You need to be thinking about how can we take 3rd place or 4th place, because that's where you haven't been before. Mm-hmm. Because if you start trying to achieve 1st place, you're going to end up in 6th.
Agreed. I think they should be trying to fix their reputational damage at this point. Try to take it slow, because they've got some good players on that team. So I think they just need to
Which
kind
is
of
why
work
I'm
on
scratching
that
my
and
head.
take it slow. But
On
that's why I
paper,
think it's just. I think it's just kind of gone badly, and then it's
yeah.
kept on going badly, and now I think they're at a point where
Shall
things are
we?
going to keep on going badly
Shall we
because of
move on?
reputation. Let's move on to. Shall we go to dark green?
Dark green. Go. Or is it my turn?
I think it's mine.
Go.
So for dark green, I think. Look, if we're being honest, I think we've seen what we've seen kind of all season. Really, I don't really think we've seen anything particularly different.
Think
They've got
maybe
loads of deaths.
not just this season.
No, probably not just this season either. I think they have loads of deaths in them. Lots of new players, which I think we kind of said last time. Lots of new players, so it's to be expected.
Yeah.
So a lot of the criticism that we're going to throw at them is probably to be expected because they're all very new players. But I do think one of the criticisms I will throw at them is they're missing somebody to just help them through it. They're missing a real leader who's just going to kind of just try and organize the team in game and just try and coordinate everything.
It
in
just
game.
looks like they haven't got a voice chat capability.
I don't think they have anybody to do that, and maybe even they not even in voice chat.
Potentially, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Potentially, I tend to think it could be.
And we've seen that from previous seasons again, and not just from this team, from other teams where they do worse when they haven't got the comms. They can't communicate. And if you can't communicate, how do you know? How do your team know what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a team game, jeez.
So if I was in charge of Dark Green right now, I'd be trying to either find that person within the team or recruit them externally, and just to try and really try and get somebody who's actually gonna kind of coordinate the team in game, because I think that's the major thing that they're missing. Sure, they do die a lot. That's not going to change overnight.
They've got well reinforced bases and stuff.
Isn't good enough.
Yeah, they've traditionally had small bases that often well reinforced. Why is that not enough?
Expect that, though. You expect that when you've got a small base. Like, all of this base at one point or another has been attacked by red. So you would expect it to look like this.
Agreed. And it is an element as well of what you said about lime green, where they've got a bit of a target on their back again, and they've got this same reputation as lime green. They need to overcome that. And so the same kind of advice would apply there, I guess.
I don't think so, because I think whereas for lime green, I think they're in a situation of they've got good players, they've got experienced players. They do die, but they're not dying that much. Like, it's fairly few. It's kind of few and far between. It does happen more than purple and more than orange, but it does happen.
But we should say the distinction between the two is that lime green were almost a brand new team, weren't they?
They are a brand new team, but they look like they've got experienced players who have been around much longer. So while, yeah, sure, it is a brand new team on paper, the reality doesn't quite feel like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got players who are carrying them through that.
I guess so. And but in that circumstance, it would be hard for a team to come into the elite games and then go, "Hey, here's a coercive team. I'm captain. I'm going to voice chat. We're going to do this. Blah blah blah."
Yeah. So I think the advice is different. I think lime green need to sort of slow it down, take it back a notch, and rebuild their reputation, and just be a bit more realistic. And dark green have to find somebody to really help coordinate the team in game a little bit better.
And I think if they had that coordination, I think they'd do a hell of a lot better.
I think they do a hell of a lot.
They've got the skills to attack. They've showed us today that they've got the skills to attack. They showed it early game. They can do this. They can hold off teams. They just need to be able to do that in a coordinated manner, I think.
Yeah. I still think they would struggle, but I think they would do a hell of a lot better. So, should we move on to...
Flip a coin, red or purple?
Let's go for red.
Well, they started off great. They had a great chunk. Competitively, they should have been on paper in almost first place, first or second. They messed themselves up a little bit, didn't they? Yeah. Like we said earlier in the game, they've deliberately targeted the border on the upper left side to split off between purple and dark green. And that was only going to end up in one thing. They've only got one place to push, and that's into your area. So unless you wipe them, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
that was
could have
definitely an
split off
error.
as well. They could have split off, and like you said, they had opportunities when they've realised this mistake, and they started to eat away into their territory. And of course, other teams did as well, like Orange, start eating into their unreinforced base, because let's face it, their base on the southern side against Orange wasn't great at all. So when Orange do come knocking on the late game, which we know they always do, they will try and take these areas. They will poke. They will throw these little jabs. So when this does happen, you need to be ready for it in a way that, what's our new strategy? I don't think they have any kind of strategical guidance. You're right in saying they probably should have gone for Koff. I think, 9% for light blue? They were at 24%, were they?
25.
25.
Something like that.
I think that's a more than enough gap to sacrifice area to go, hey, we're not going to win any more points, but we're not going to lose any points by going for Koff, so fuck it, let's go.
I think, I think they made. I echo everything you said. I think it was a major error not reinforcing that board to Orange, and they might argue, and you might say, "Oh, hold on a minute, we did reinforce that. We did reinforce that border," and yeah, you're right, you did, but
it was backwards reinforcing.
Even still, right? Even still, against a normal opposition where they're like, yeah, something might happen. That border was probably fine, but against Orange, where you can guarantee that they will attack you at some point in the game, you have to reinforce that border to 2, 3, 4 screens.
And they failed to do that, and then it became a case of, and we saw this on stream, where it was backwards reinforcing, where Orange, as a full team, were attacking them, and they've left one builder to just go, hey, I'm working backwards here. I'm trying my best not to poke holes in our unreinforced base that they've now eaten through. They've eaten through our one layer. Guess what? Our one layer. And their builders aren't to the level of Bahu either. So Bahu's building skills, top notch. They're really small triangles. Look at Orange's area right there. Now scroll up a little bit. Look at Red's. Look at the triangle. Look at the reinforcement. They're massive, massive spunny stuff. It's big reach spins, whereas Orange's are really small and tight knit spins, and that's the stuff that is really hard to eat through to.
Yep.
You're setting yourself up for failure. Plus, you're fighting on multiple fronts. You've created your own war front with purple. Not a great idea. I mean, albeit it might be peaceful, and now you've got this big problem of green poking holes in your space, and through no fault of your own, you've had a problem of a team spawning in your area and poking holes at random.
Shall we go on to the final team? Purple.
Flawless. Oh, purple. Sorry, I thought the name was Flawless. It wasn't this game anyway.
Sorry, I think you're getting a bit confused.
It wasn't this game.
It was. Yeah. They were... Again, it's like that thing, right? If nobody attacks you, this is what you can do. Yeah. But we've seen them do this before, and at some point you have to say, look, they know how to get into this position of where nobody's really attacking them. So they have the freedom to do this. And then even when you are in that position, it's still not easy. You still need to know what to do. And they seem to make the exactly correct decisions every single time. Going for Koth, it's exactly what we should have done. We didn't mention it because we didn't need to, because it felt like just something they were going to do at some point anyway. Because they just seem to have the freedom to do that. The attacking the dark green when Red had split up the base. Exactly what they should have done. attacking Sky Blue when they were fighting Lime. Exactly the correct decision. It just seems to be like they make the exact perfect decision at the right time every single time, and they just have the freedom to be able to do that when they're not being attacked by a team who's going to require their whole force.
I mean, I called them something earlier, and it was never mentioned in a negative way. It was mentioned in such a positive. They're leeches.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
just utter leeches. They're great at what they do, and that's such a great thing to do because no other team is doing this. Orange have the methodical approach. Red will attack with bridges and things like that and take large gaps. Purple, they're just, hey, just ignore us. Just go about your own business, and we'll while you're busy over there, we'll just take a shitload of area off you. Don't worry about it.
100%.
And then by the time you come back at us and realize it, we're already fortified. Look at our base; it's huge, it's massive, and it's all reinforced. You've got no chance.
And we have seen them get in like a 1v1 fight with various different teams, and they have struggled. Right? They did struggle in those situations. It's not where they're comfortable at, but where they are comfortable at is just being able to just take a bit here, take a bit here, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they're very intelligent at staying on top in that sort of situation.
They did have their battles as well. They did have their fights with Sky Blue, and as they did in Game 1 as well. So they're not adept to just staying alone and not fighting or anything like that. They can handle themselves, and they have their
struggle
deaths.
in those situations, though. They did struggle in those situations,
and they do have their deaths. But more importantly, the deaths don't seem to bother them. They don't lose levels from it. They don't lose massive amounts of area from it because all their area is reinforced. So anything they do lose, they take more than half of it back straight away anyway, and quickly reinforce it. So it's not a great loss to them.
At this point, they're quite an experienced team, right? Like they
Rightly
know
so,
how to win a game, and they know what it takes to win a season.
And I think that's the element of it. They've got season-winning players on their team.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a really tough one to overcome. They might not be winning the season right now. I think that's a matter of time. There's 10 games. There's 7 games to go.
But before the season started, you might have not predicted them to win, but everyone will have predicted them to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, 100%.
So we shouldn't be shocked at their position, really. Right, shall we leave it there then?
Absolutely. Why not?
Oh, and they captured the Koth as well, but, while they're at it. Right, so that was fun. When's the next game?
Next game is... Please hold.
Holding.
Next game...
Oh, look at this.
Is... I'm stretching my sentences out. On October 14th at 4 p.m. UTC, which is 5 p.m. UK time.
Wait, when did you say?
October 14th. No, that's us now.
That's today.
So yeah, we're doing a Back to the Future thing. It's actually October 28th.
Right, okay, so 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Cool. So thank you for the message from Purple on screen. Very nice. And we shall see you all in 2 weeks for the next game.
What a way to sign it off. Bye. Adios.